So, January or 2012, I go to a guy named Joe Ellis Smith, Eastwood's house. The asshole gets busted. The cops show up. There's 2 stolen motorcycles in the garage. I didn't know they were stolen. I just went to go pick up some drugs. I was a dope fiend then. After that, the cops needed a third to tie in because I was there getting my window cut, plexiglass window for my Mustang, my ragtop Mustang that I had. They had draped the shower curtain, the clear shower curtain that I had across the back, one of the handlebars of the Mustangs. So Hays County PD, or Hays County, and the task force that raided his house, Eastwood's house, Joe Smith, decided to tie me in for their third for an organized crime charge. For some reason, I go to jail. Both Boston Mike and Eastwood are already in interrogation rooms. I go straight into a holding cell. I'm not talking. I get bailed out. Thank you, Orbit. Chris Davis was accepting my collect calls. Robert Wayne Dunmire picked me up. I used Amigos bail bonds. Thanks, Shasta. Orbit paid my bond. After that, Eastwood got out. Never got indicted. And sometime in December, I think it was, of 2013. No, sometime in February, sometime later on in 2013, I get called out to Hutto. I end up with a truck that I shouldn't have had. These guys bought this truck. They go to jail in it because somebody tells on their house in Hutto. I go in the Williamson County Courthouse as me, no false credentials or anything. Give them the title paperwork, the registration, the bill of sale, show them the virtual car lot online. Everything checks out. They immediately call the magistrate judge. Brian Horn and Brandon Miller, Joker and Youngster, are cleared. The judge won't release Glenn Johnson, JG, because of who he is and what organization he was with. So he has the paperwork in his hands. I leave the Williamson County Courthouse, go back outside, get in the vehicle with James Kuykendall. We know who his daddy and him were. Narcos, Amazon, DEA. Didn't know it at the time. After that, go back to the house, get a phone call. Youngster's released. Marilyn's a snitch. She wasn't. Glenn gets released. Brandon's not released because he had a parole hold. So, what ends up with my eyes look weird. One's different. Anyways, so after that, I end up going to leaving and going. Next thing we know, well, during this time when we had the truck, Lauren Chandler's son goes to jail for killing Felix Quintanilla. Quintanilla family, Selena, I think it was her nephew or something like that. He was in jail for murder and the commencement of a felony. While I was out in Hutto, I had my lawyer, a little old man, overnight me to my mailbox in Red Rock the discovery packet on what happened in Hays County. Eastwood talked to my lawyer behind closed doors without me in the room. That way my lawyer could tell him, no, she didn't talk on you. The whole time we knew it was him that talked. Well, I didn't. Anyways, so that happens. Felix Quintanilla dies. Lauren's son's in jail for murder and the commencement of a felony. We have a benefit concert at the Victory Bar and Grill. Guess who? Guess who ends up bringing a book, Eastwood, with every single bit of Aryan Circle of Texas information on it. Drops it off at that room and leaves it a notebook, a blue notebook. Eastwood. Who's in the room? Lauren Chandler, Adam Samudio's mom, Zane Chandler, me, Marilyn Burris, her sister Karina, and some other people, and her mom getting ready for this benefit concert at the Victory Bar and Grill for Adam. We figure out, I realize what the book is, open it up, realize what it is, freak out, start calling people. Called Ginger O, called James Kuykendall, called Adam McFarland, told them all what the fuck. That book shouldn't have been in our possession. What happens? They say put it up, someone will come and get it. Put the book in a drawer underneath some clothes in this hotel room. Somehow the book got into APD custody. Lauren's friend, Kevin Armstrong from APD, the guy that one of the 7 officers that I now have a internal affairs investigation going against with Austin Police Department for their faulty practices and their blackmailing, because they're scared of what Lauren did and how Lauren used him to get her son's charges taken care of. So Kevin Armstrong, I guess, came and picked up the book while we were at the Victory Bar and Grill that night. And after that, Lauren's son's charges went from murder and the commencement of a felony to aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary. He got 15. Adam Samudio is still sitting in Texas Department of Criminal Justice to this day. He's now up for parole and probably going to make it this time, or so they think. Joe Ellis Smith was already snitching on Aryan Circle because he had got found out. James Kuykendall, he sponsored James Kuykendall into Aryan Circle. Stacy Dupree Gepner, Nana, Wicked, alive and well. I got shot in the head by Robert Wayne Dunmire April 26, 2014 at the Elgin Holiday Inn Express. Everybody knows he and I'd had some problems. I had a gun there. Yes, it was illegal at the time for me to carry a gun. It isn't anymore. Yes, I was going to hurt him for snitching on me. He banged his head up against a wall, against a cop car window, till the Caldwell County cop came over and opened up the car door and said, "What the fuck is your problem?" And he said, "I guarantee you need to check the bike that his sister-in-law, Joy Beth Dunmire, his brother, John Wayne Dunmire, and I were loading up in the back of their Dodge Dually, a blue one, at their house at 70 Cherokee Trail, Lockhart." I go to jail for a stolen motorcycle. The bike was not stolen that morning. When I got to Hays County, the cops asked me, or to Caldwell County, the cops asked me, "Well, you know that bike was stolen?" I said, "No, it wasn't. It wasn't this morning. The paperwork's on my day planner on your desk, sir." "Yes, it was, Miss Burroughs. It was meant for your friends in Hutto." "What Hutto? Who, what friends? The hippos?" "That's where the hippos stay." I bail myself out of jail. Eastwood picks me up. And that was actually the night of the Victory Bar and Grill incident. Thank you, Mama PJ, for picking me up, or having Mike Junk pick me up. He's dead now. So, I go to prison, or I get shot in the head that day by Wayne. It was the last day I saw my mom face to face. I run. I'm out on bond in 3 counties at the time. 5 warrants turn into 10. I run. when I get shot in the head, I end up in Bellingham, Washington, where Ben Vallejo is. This whole time not realizing that these people think that I snitched because of Eastwood's lies. Not realizing that the Hays County indictment newspaper had come out. I was indicted on theft for the motorcycles, not organized crime. Boston Mike was indicted for theft of the motorcycles, not organized crime. No Joe Ellis Smith at all, whatsoever. Go figure. Eastwood, you're a piece of shit. James Kuykendall, Mr. DEA, ex-DEA agent. In my opinion, fuck you, bitch. I went to Bellingham, Washington, ended up in Marysville, Washington. Then I ended up on the Indian Reservation helping a young man who was on Department of Corrections for life for something he didn't commit. I helped him get off for a rape of a child that he did not commit. The child's mother was tribal police dispatch. I helped him get off and got some death threats. So I sold the trailer that was given to me by the family, and I moved off the res, or I moved to another place on the res, where I met Dana Kay. Dana Kay's husband was in prison. Dana Kay was about to go and do a 2-year prison sentence for Snohomish County and a 1-year prison sentence for King County. She needed someone to look out for her house, watch the man-child, Stephen Ray Boston Jr., that lived in her house, to prevent him from catching the place on fire with his Bill Nye Science Guy experiments, her 3 pit bulls, and her cat, Okie. She needed a will drawn up. I drew up a will. Little did I know that the woman had already died way before Dana told me it had. And I didn't do anything illegal by drawing up this will for Darylyn Dobson. At all. I didn't file it. I didn't notarize it. Do anything like that. I just drew up the will. It was for a house at 9255 Spear Place South in Seattle. South Rainier Beach. Dana moved me into her house. At that time, I was smoking heroin because of my dental damage done by Robert Wayne Dunmeyer when he shot me in the head that day at the Holiday Inn Express, because he got his finger through the trigger guard before I could. He pistol whipped me afterwards. That's what my dental damage is from. It's not meth mouth. Dana moved me into her house, and we had agreed I was to get paid $100 a day. She said that she had money put up from her mother's will, from this, from that, from blah, 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 and stock and stuff like that. And that's what we were to live off of while she was in prison, and while her husband, Philip Kami K, was in prison. An almost 300-pound Samoan guy.